An investigation is just getting started after a New Year's celebration in New Orleans turned into a nightmare, killing at least 15, including the suspect. This morning, the latest information on the suspect and the lives lost. As the investigation continues to unfold, Colorado leaders are now rethinking our public spaces and making sure this type of tragedy doesn't happen in our state. But first, federal authorities are investigating another possible terror attack where a Cybertruck exploded outside a hotel in Las Vegas. How that incident is connected to Colorado. And that's where we begin this morning with new details on the Cybertruck explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Corey Rose. A source is telling 9 News investigates that the person that rented and drove the truck is from Colorado Springs. Police say the truck pulled into the valet area at the hotel Wednesday morning. The bed of the truck was filled with gas tanks, camping fuel, and fireworks, and then it exploded. The only person inside the truck was found dead. 7 other people nearby were hurt. Police also say the Cybertruck was rented here in Colorado by using the app Turo. They were able to track it through Tesla charging stations between here and Vegas. The FBI is now working to determine whether this was an act of terror. Our source says a search warrant is being executed by a property in Colorado Springs tied to the person, which is what you're seeing here at this complex of townhomes. We've also learned that person previously served in the military. Federal agents have also taken the lead in this investigation of a deadly New Year's Eve attack in New Orleans.
14 people plus the suspect died, and 30 more are hurt after a pickup truck flying an ISIS flag ran into people on Bourbon Street. Now, reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us live in studio with the latest. Brianna, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Corey. Jordan. So according to officials, Bourbon Street will reopen later today to pedestrians, and officials plan to have a news conference to talk about that reopening and other safety measures that are going to be happening as well today. This morning, we're also starting to learn more about the people whose lives were cut short. Police have yet to officially release the names of the victims, but some of them have already been identified by their loved ones. 18-year-old Nakira Dido was preparing to start college. 28-year-old Tiger Beck was a former Princeton football player. His younger brother is also a wide receiver at TCU. 37-year-old Reggie Hunter was a father of 2 who'd left work and was headed to celebrate New Year's with his cousin. His cousin was hurt in the attack as well. And Nicole Perez, who leaves behind a 5-year-old son.
Everybody loved her. And now she gone. She never come back. Her baby. I need to tell him. I don't know how else I can explain him.
The FBI identified the driver who plowed into a group of people along Bourbon Street as 42-year-old Shamsad Din Jabbar. He was an American citizen who lived in Texas, and according to officials, the suspect was a military veteran who served in the Army on active duty from 2006 to 2015, and then the Army Reserve from 2015 to 2020. So late last night, President Joe Biden condemned the deadly terrorist attack, calling it despicable.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill. The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack.
Louisiana Attorney General told NBC News that explosive devices associated with the attack were manufactured at an Airbnb where the suspect was staying before the attack. Now, the FBI does not think the attacker acted alone, and this morning, the New Orleans police chief talked with NBC News about this afternoon's Sugar Bowl football game as well, saying, quote, "We are staffing up at the same level, if not more so than what we were preparing for the Super Bowl, which is expected to happen next month. This includes hundreds of officers and staff lining the streets." Again, the game was supposed to kick off yesterday, but that pushed back to today after what happened. We're going to hear more from the police chief coming up in the next hour. For now, I'm in the newsroom. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
The Sugar Bowl, the Super Bowl, and of course they have Mardi Gras coming up pretty soon too. A lot to think about, Brianna. Thank you.
Let's take a live look right now at Steamboat. There are avalanche watches in effect right now across parts of the mountains as snow continues to fall up there this morning, and that combined with the winds that are expected, including down here in the metro area today, it's really making for dangerous conditions up there, Chris.
About that, and that's going to be a big part of the story as well, is the combination of wind and snow here, Corey. Exactly right. Take a look at this at the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels. Looks like standstill traffic. I don't know if there's a closure. It looks like there's a red light there, so maybe they're doing some of the mitigation in terms of the traffic there at the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels, and you can see why. The sun rising as we speak, but that's not giving us much of a view right now there at the tunnels, and that pretty much tells it all right now. That snow is coming down very heavily this morning at the tunnels, and you combine that with wind, and it's pretty rough up there. Seeing some light snow across northern Colorado, not seeing much accumulation in Fort Collins or Greeley yet. In fact, not really seeing snow in those cities as you head north. A little bit of snow for us up by Wellington, but the main story continues to be our heavy, steady mountain snowfall with the potential for several more inches between now and about mid to late morning. So the next 2 to 4 hours, that's when that snow will be at its heaviest. Then later this morning, that snow slowly comes to a close, and that'll give way to a much calmer afternoon and evening for us across the high country and really most of the state as well. Temperatures 20s, 30s right now. Today we top out at 50 degrees for us in Denver. This morning we've got some sunshine, some cloud cover that'll give way to some sunshine for this afternoon. Winds will be gusting into that 30 to maybe 40 mile an hour range. That's the main story for today. In Denver, it will be our winds, which could gust up, as I mentioned, 30, 40 miles an hour for us in town. In some of our wind-prone foothills, those east-facing slopes above 8,000 feet. That is where we could see some 60-plus mile-an-hour winds for us this afternoon and this evening before that wind relaxes later tonight and early tomorrow. So mountain snow mainly this morning, warmer for today and tomorrow in Denver, but then we get some Arctic cold this weekend and next week. Details of that for you on my full forecast in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to send things over to Erica now for a look at traffic.
Chris, thank you so much. Chris has been talking about the mountain snow this morning, and he mentioned that traffic stop at I-70 right around the tunnel. So top of the hours, CDOT stages hazmat vehicles to work on mitigation of the snow, get things cleared, allow plows through the roadway. So that's why we see those traffic stops at the tunnel at this time of the morning. This is a live look at I-70 near the tunnel, about a mile east of it this morning. And we can just see so much accumulation on the interstate. It is really coming down. Chris has been warning, and I'm going to warn as well. If you can wait these conditions out, that's going to be a really good call. This is at the Eastvale chain station this morning, where we can really see, because of the interstate overhead lights, how much that snow is coming down. And it looks like cars are taking it slowly. They're definitely going to need to. We do have active chain and traction laws for the I-70 mountain corridor. Metro, though, really quiet at 7:08 on your Thursday morning. I-25 Park Avenue, 225 Parker Road. Not seeing the delays in the Metro we usually see at this time of the morning. Let's take you over now to our map. I want to check in. High country is where most of our issues are. We've got a stalled vehicle this morning, westbound I-70 between Georgetown and Silver Plume. Right lane blocked, and we're seeing heavy red on the map. We're also dealing with that Loveland Pass closure because of all the snow. That's between I-70 and Montezuma Road. The rest of I-70 is open and moving from the tunnel through Frisco into Vail this morning, but it is slick and snowy. We could see that from our CDOT cameras this morning. Again, active chain and traction laws from Georgetown into Vail, so make sure you are prepared. Earlier crash on eastbound 270 in Vasquez has cleared, and we're pretty much back to normal with only about a 3 to 4 minute slowdown on that eastbound side of 270.
Erica, thank you. Right now, Westminster police are investigating a case of road rage that ended with a deadly crash. Police got the call around 1:30 Wednesday morning on Highway 36 west of Church Ranch Boulevard. Police say two drivers got into some sort of confrontation. They say the driver of a truck got out to confront the other driver, and that's when an SUV hit him, killing him. Police say that man may have been drinking. They found an open container in the truck. So far, there are no charges.
Right now, 10 people are in the hospital after a drive-by shooting at a nightclub in Queens, New York late last night. The New York Police Department says 4 men opened fire on a group of people waiting in line outside the nightclub, then drove away. Police say their injuries are not life-threatening, and they are all expected to recover. Officers are now trying to identify the gunman who did this and what led up to the shooting.